All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be team building part two. But what I'm going to do real quick before I get into part two, I'm just going to very quickly go back and I'm kind of recap what I talked about on the first video, some of the key points about recruiting, especially if you're new. Number one tip, don't sacrifice your own personal production. Okay. You got to take care of business. You got to pay your bills. You got to make sure that you're earning money. It's hard to lead from the front or hard to build a team when you're not leading from the front. And again, talked about this on the last video. You don't need to be the number one producer in the universe. You just need to be proficient and good so you can show other people what you're doing. Get your name on the leaderboard. Show them what you're doing. That's going to be important. So make sure that you don't sacrifice your own personal production and your own personal income for recruiting. You can do both at the same time. It's not that hard. Always be truthful about your own personal success or what you're making. Don't lie about your income. Don't lie about your production. Those people are going to find out if you do, and then that's ugly. I've seen that happen to other agents. Take advantage of free advertising. Start a YouTube channel. Post stuff on Facebook. Document your success story. Make a journal. Use Instagram, Twitter, or X, I guess it's called now, TikTok. There's a lot of free advertising that you can do. Talk about senior life. Talk about what we're doing here. The other thing I talked about is establishing expectations up front. Let your recruits know what they can expect. Don't, um, I always like to say this. Listen, if you're going to overpromise, you better overdeliver. Okay. So, but I'm a big believer in managing expectations. Don't tell them this is easy money. You're going to get rich. You know, let them know, hey, listen, this is get rich, but you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time and the effort. You got to invest time, money, and energy in order for this to work. And then the last thing I talked about on part one is stay consistent. Okay. Recruiting, maybe you want to build a team, so you get busy and then you stop. It's no different than production. It's important to be consistent. I've been recruiting since 2009, since I got started. So a long time. There's never been a week where I wasn't involved in recruiting, doing something. Stay consistent. I have people that contact me that, I talked to 10 years ago, and they're like, oh man, I'm so happy to see that you're still in the business. Stay consistent. All right, now we're going to move on to part two. First of all, let me do a quick intro. My name's Joe Johnson, manager here with Senior Life. Appreciate you tuning in. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to our channel. We're always trying to put out good, valuable content. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so the next time I do put out a video, you'll get notified. And please, if you find this information valuable or helpful, if you could leave a positive comment, that would greatly be appreciated as well. Also, one last thing. If you're interested in having a conversation with me, if you want to find out more about my team building, production, working with Senior Life, I will leave a link in the description below so you would be able to contact me with that. Okay, let's move on to part two. Here's what I got on my list. Part two, tip number one. You've got to be selective of who you bring into your team. Okay, just don't let everybody in. Okay, protect yourself, protect your own time, money, and energy. So be selective. One of my favorite authors, Dave Anderson, he's got some great books. You should really check them out. But one of the things I learned from Dave is he said, I quote, the best time to fire somebody is before you hire them. What does that mean? I apologize. Let me turn my phone down. Bear with me one second. Okay. So be selective of who you let into your team. Just don't, this is not multi-level marketing. We don't get paid for recruiting. We get paid for production. So just Remember, these are people that you're going to have to spend your time with. Be selective of who you spend your time with. And here's one thing I have found. You can take this to the bank. People that are difficult to work with in the beginning will not get any easier. They will always be difficult. So if you got somebody that all they like from the very start, they complain and they're super skeptical, I would be weary and leery of that type of person. Second tip for team building is that you got to get to know your people. Okay. Now, this is kind of a contradiction. On the other hand, you have to be careful of who you spend too much time with. Okay. You want to dedicate your best resources to the people where you're going to get the best outcome. But you're going to have to spend enough time with those people for you to be able to figure out who you should spend time with. And it won't take long. People that you should spend time with, what do they look like? They're productive. They typically get a fast start. They're engaged. They're reaching out. They're asking questions. They're attending meetings. They're taking leads. They fill out activity reports. That's who I want to focus with. The other thing too is be prepared to provide your agents with high quality training. Okay, so when I recruit new agents, almost 100% of the time, when I ask new agents, what's most important to you? It's training. Okay, now we both know that training is probably not the most important. Okay, but in the recruit's eyes, training is the most important. So manage expectations right up front and make sure that you're willing and you're prepared to give that new agent the proper training so they get the comfort level. And the quicker you get them through the comfort level and the learning curve, the quicker they're going to get productive. Okay? So don't underestimate that. Get new agents productive quickly. You got to get them a paycheck quick, whatever it takes. Get leads in their hands, get them active. Maybe they can work their warm market. But if you don't get a paycheck in that agent's hand within the first week to 10 days, there's a good chance they're not going to be around for long. They need to make money. There's a reason why they're here. They need to make money. Make sure your new agents plug into the system. What is the system? Make sure if you have conference calls, if you're doing training, make sure that they're following, make sure that they read through Ron's 90-day game plan. Man, Senior Life lays everything out. Make sure they read that. Super, super important. Make sure that they're engaged. Have daily conversations with your new agents. That's the biggest thing I see with new agents that they fall out. They come in, they get recruited, they get their agent number, and you really those I'm just telling you, man, those first week or two, have those daily conversations. Find out, ask them how they're doing. What do they need help with? Sometimes they don't know what they need help with. So that's why you need to have a good training regimen. But make when you're talking with your new clients, make sure that they understand that they need to be engaged. Last thing with new agents is that you need to hold them accountable. Okay, they need to be tracking their activity. They need to put together a daily schedule. What does your schedule look like for today? What is your activity going to be? And have them report their numbers to you every single day. What are they doing? Also, to go along with that too, just as a side note, if you're doing telesales, let them plug in if you have a virtual call center, or let them maybe listen to some recorded calls. If you're doing field sales, get them out with one of your top field people. Let them, take them on some ride-alongs. Let them shadow somebody. That in some cases can help when you got a good agent that really follows the system. That can certainly be beneficial. So. These are some extra recruiting tips. I hope this has been helpful. Again, Joe Johnson, Senior Life. Appreciate everybody that tunes in. Have a great day. God bless you. Take care.